AITA for changing my last name to match my kids, even though my ex hates it. This whole thing started a little over 2 years ago. I 27M was in a casual situationship with Naya 26F for a couple of years. Nothing serious, nothing exclusive. We were just two young adults who enjoyed each other's company, had chemistry, and occasionally leaned on each other for support. We weren't in love, we weren't planning a future, and we both knew exactly what it was: casual sex and some light emotional support now and then. Things took a sharp turn when she got pregnant. She told me in a surprisingly calm way, like she'd rehearsed it. I remember feeling a mix of shock, fear, and a weird kind of awe. I didn't know what I was supposed to feel, but one thing I was sure about was that I wasn't going to ghost her or run. I told her I wanted to be involved, that I'd support her and the baby, no matter what our relationship status was. She thanked me but made it clear, very clear, that she didn't want us to try to become a couple just for the baby. According to her, the healthiest thing we could do was not blur those lines. Her words were, "Focus on being a good dad, not a boyfriend." Fair enough, I respected that. But things got weird. Around the halfway mark of her pregnancy, she started going distant. Less communication, more coldness. Then she dropped the bomb. She was putting her new boyfriend on the birth certificate instead of me and didn't want me involved. She said it would be simpler for the child if there was just one solid parental unit, her and her boyfriend. I was stunned. She framed it as her trying to protect the baby from instability, but it felt like a slap in the face. I told her flat out that I wasn't going to disappear and let someone else pretend to be my kid's father. She warned me that I'd have to fight her if I really wanted to be involved, and I should have taken that warning more seriously than I did. About a month later, 8 months into her pregnancy, I found out by accident that she was having twins. I was floored. I confronted her about it, and she admitted she hadn't told me because the less I knew, the easier it would be for her to say I wasn't interested or involved when custody or paternity came up. That one hit hard. I knew things were complicated, but I didn't think she'd try to rewrite reality like that. When the twins were born, I wasted no time. I filed for a court-ordered paternity test and petitioned to establish custody and visitation. Part of me still doubted whether I was really the father after everything she'd hidden. But when the results came back, they confirmed it. They were mine. My daughters. Beautiful, tiny, perfect, and mine. The legal process was grueling, but eventually I was given a custody schedule and was ordered to pay child support, which I have no issue with. I'm not some deadbeat dodging responsibilities. I just wanted to be their father, officially and emotionally. But here, where the actual AITA part comes in. After the dust settled and I started having regular time with my girls, something started gnawing at me. Every time I saw their names, on doctor forms, daycare tags, even just mentally picturing their futures, I hated that they didn't share my last name. It felt like a wall between us, something symbolic but also real. Every time I had to explain that I was their dad but we didn't share a name, it stung. Now changing their last names would have been a legal nightmare, and honestly I didn't want to rip that from them just because of how I felt. So instead, I decided to change mine. I legally changed my last name to match theirs, not because of their mother, not because of spite, just so that when they grow up they'll see our shared name and know I was always proud to be their dad, that I wanted that connection, even if it was only symbolic. Word got around through mutual friends, and eventually Naya found out. She was furious. She called me up, ranting about how gross it was that I changed my name. She accused me of trying to force my way into their lives, of being manipulative and obsessed. I reminded her, calmly, that she was the one who tried to erase me in the first place, that I wasn't doing this for her, that I did this because I wanted my daughters to grow up knowing I loved them enough to wear their name like a badge of honor. She wasn't buying it. Her boyfriend, who's been petty from day one, jumped on the bandwagon too. He once taunted me during a drop-off, saying something like, "Too bad you don't even share their name. I'm more their dad than you." That stung. And I'll admit, some part of me took satisfaction in shutting that narrative down. But the truth is, I'd already started looking into changing my name before he ever said anything. That wasn't the reason. It was the final push, maybe, but not the origin. Now this is my first Father's Day as a dad. My girls are almost 1. I get to see them regularly, hear their giggles, hold them when they cry, and marvel at how tiny their socks are. This last year and a half has been the hardest, most chaotic, most purposeful time of my life. And yesterday I got a homemade card, obviously helped by a daycare teacher that said Happy Father's Day, my new last name, in crayon. I cried hard. But the tension with my ex still lingers. She thinks I did this to get under her skin. Her boyfriend acts like I'm some pathetic wannabe dad, and a few of our mutual acquaintances have even said they thought it was a weird move, that I was trying too hard to insert myself into the picture. But am I really the AH for wanting to share a name with my daughters? To me, it was never about their mom. It was about my girls, about being proud of them, about them knowing I chose this connection, even when the odds were stacked against me.